Welcome back to Syberia, the world before. Let's take a look around this area. Fine, I'll have to manually select something more.
Victims of the genocide committed by the fascists during the Second World War. Oh, so many deaths. I hope Dana made it through.
You're not gonna look for her name or anything?
Bullet holes. The brown shadow must have shot people dead here. How horrible.
Anything else? Doesn't look like it. We can go ahead and walk this direction. You may remember from episode 1 that Dana was here and she inscribed something on the ground. What are you gonna do, Kate? Anything besides going, Maybe she'd react if we'd, put Dana's initials on there, but hey. I thought for another day. I'm not about to replay this whole game just to find out that information. Deirdre's here again! In case you hadn't gotten enough from her. Enough of her. Anyway, we're heading on up towards the musical square. And then the Music Academy should be on our left. Once we get there, it's a little slow. Gotta love the slow moving. And that was weird. I thought cutscene was happening, and no, it's just the camera adjusting. Yeah, the camera gets a little annoying in this area, if I remember correctly. Let's take a look. We have a few things over here. Whoop. Yes, I'm still sick. Just a lingering cough. Hopefully it'll be better soon. Anything else?
All these letters. They look like letters of formal notice. They probably haven't been paying the bills for some time.
I guess. And over here?
So that's the famous Vaughan Music Academy? It's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it looks pretty terrible. And there's junk everywhere. Including a mirror that hasn't been rendered correctly. Let's go over here. Wait, does that mean I have to start the glitch counter? I won't. We can call whoever we want. 911 for kicks and grins. I actually don't know if we have... remember if we have a number yet. Do we actually have a number? Call Olivia. Oh, I was supposed to use introspective a couple times. Screw that jazz. Let's ring the bell.
Guten Tag!
What now? If you're from the council, you can come back when I'm not so busy.
Grumpy.
Okay, so you're busy. There's no need to shout at me.
So, now what do you want? Council minion?
I'm not from the council. I'm just a visitor here. I came because I was hoping to look at the file of a student from the 1930s.
Oh. I'm sorry, It's just that I haven't time for digging up old files from 70 years ago. I have way too much to do here, you understand.
I can tell you're a little overwhelmed. Where's the rest of the staff? Or maybe a student could show me.
You are standing in front of the rector, and the only employee of this academy. My name is Maximilian Mahler, and it falls upon me to manage everything on the premises. The maintenance, the archiving, and the lot before we close next month. So, if you don't mind...
I'm very sorry to hear that the academy is closing, and I can see you're extremely busy, but I've come such a long way to see it. I'd be so grateful if you could locate it. It's really important to me.
And so is this place important to me, too. And I would love to hear the mechanical orchestra play one last time before the academy closes. But, alas, I can't, can I? Unless,
Unless what?
well, you know.
Heh. We know. Haha, very well, we'll do it.
All right, then. So if I get the mechanical orchestra going, you'll get me that file, right?
Oh, of course, Fraulein. Of course.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Believe it or not, I have seen mechanisms like the one on the square before.
Well, in that case, I promise to give you the file in return for your services.
Thanks.
But I must warn you that the square has undergone some transformations over the years, and some parts of the mechanism may be difficult to get to.
Don't worry, I'll make myself thin and slide between the cracks.
You'll find some of them scattered around the square, and some of the others you'll find in the clock tower. Now, if you'll excuse me for a second.
You're just gonna hide down there?
Now, what is the name of that student you're interested in?
Rose. Dana Rose.
And what were the years she attended our illustrious academy?
In the 30s. 1937, to be precise.
Oh, and here it is. And here you will find the annual inspection reports of the mechanisms by Frau Beckmann.
Frau Beckmann?
She was the rectress of the academy during the years you spoke of. These are from 1937. You see, I have a marvelous memory regarding archives. This is why I have chosen Frau Beckmann's, because there's something in here regarding that Edna Droz you spoke of.
Dana Rose.
Quite. You will also find some sheet music with annotations. This is the Hymn of Wagen, which you must play on the piano on the square in order to activate the Orchestra of Automatons. Once you have fixed the mechanisms, of course. All right then, here you go. What are you waiting for?
Well, at least he gave us the information up front for a change. Let's go ahead and throw it open and see what we got. Well, there's the Hymn of Wagen. Oop. In case you didn't notice.
This sheet music corresponds to the piano part for the Hymn of Wagen.
Thank you, Kate.
I wonder what it's supposed to represent.
Who knows?
The report that the rectoress of the academy filled in with the help of Dana back in the 30s. According to the
Oops, I didn't know I was gonna cut it off. My bad.
Music Academy Inspection Report, October 12th, 1937.
Today, I was due to inspect the musical mechanisms that enable students to give a public display of their talent and enable us to showcase the quality of our teaching to the people of our beautiful town. Like every year, I needed a volunteer from our students to help me during the inspection, and this year's choice was obvious.
I'm fine, really.
Well, you're looking off color, darling, and on edge.
No, it's just that I haven't heard from Leon since he left with the Origin expedition from Kantar. And also,
Well, we've got company. You'll tell me later, Dana, darling. Meantime, be good and stay safe.
You too, Yunta.
Is everything all right? You look under the weather. We don't want one of our best and brightest to fall ill now, do we?
We could bring it up.
I'm just a little worried, that's all. About a friend who has left on a long voyage.
And who was that lady?
Just a friend I met this summer.
You do keep some surprising company, Fraulein Rose. Anyway, I have something for you that will take your mind off things.
Oh?
Would it interest you to see the mechanisms that enabled you to perform so brilliantly here last spring?
That would be wonderful.
Good. Come and join me at the kiosk when you have a moment. But don't be too long, though.
And away she goes. Let's hurry on over there so we can see. That's a pole. No need to go back up there yet. You are not the lady. What is with the camera? Also, which kiosk were you talking about? Is it this one over here? I guess we'll see. Man. Nope, not that lady. Can I actually just leave? I never tried leaving before. Nope, Dan's just like, I will turn around. Turn around, don't drown. She is up there. That is not what I call a kiosk, guys. I feel like I made this mistake on my first playthrough, too. I think I'd learn. This is a gazebo at best.
Come and see, Fraulein.
Incredible.
Isn't it just? You see these flags? Each mechanism housing for each musical automaton on the square is represented by one of these flags.
Fascinating.
Today is the day they are being serviced. Each mechanism has been inspected by an Academy maintenance man. In theory, they're all functional. But if you like, you can go and see these maintenance men on my behalf and fetch back their respective reports. You would be doing me a big favor, as I have to inspect the piano in the kiosk. And also, it will give you a chance to take a peek at each of the automaton mechanisms.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd be delighted.
Now, take this. You'll need it to open the maintenance room that leads to the most impressive mechanism of all, that of the clock tower.
Thank you, Frau Beckmann.
Do you have any questions before you go?
Let's go ahead and... There's only 2 things to talk about, so might as well.
Do you know who built the mechanical orchestra? My father told me it didn't exist when he was young.
They were built by a strange young French inventor by the name of Vorarlberg some years ago. From what I heard, he was visiting Wagen while en route to the east, just after the huge fire that destroyed the town. He was moved by the legend of Vera Schönberg, that virtuoso who died in the fire, so he offered his talents to rebuild the city and create the mechanical orchestra.
How about we talk about the piano?
When the mechanical orchestra played along with me last spring, it was incredible. But how does it manage to play at the same tempo as the piano? It was almost like in a dream.
Oh, it wasn't dream work, Fraulein, but clockwork. The piano is connected to the mechanism that you are going to inspect, and the hymn of Wagen played on the keys. That's what sets the rhythm and the intensity of the performance, and that's what triggers everything else.
Alright, let's talk about Vera.
What happened to Vera Schönberg? My mother always says it's the saddest story.
And she's right. You probably know that Vera Schönberg was Wagen's most famous musician at the beginning of the century. But her legend was truly born the night she performed a cello concerto, right here on the square. It was also the night of the worst fire in Wagen's modern history.
And Frau Schönberg, she died in the fire, right?
She did, as well as all the other musicians and the entire audience. They were surrounded by flames, trapped on this square.
How dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. But according to the legend, Vera Schönberg kept playing Wagen's hymn until the very end. She understood they were all doomed to die, and her music brought them peace of mind during their last moments. This automaton you played with last spring was created in her image as a final tribute.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know all about the legend of Verischonberg. Was there something else, Fraulein Rose?
No, that's everything. I think.
I'll go and
Yep.
see the maintenance team.
Good. Thank you, Fraulein.
There's the little diagram with the flags. This is a key, in case you weren't sure.
According to Frau Beckmann, it opens the maintenance room just next to the clock tower.
Let's see, there's nothing else to look at here, so we'll go ahead and go down. Very slowly. And yeah, the button to become Kate Walker has returned. So, as we do something as Diana, we can do it again as Kate.
So you're the one Frau Beckmann sent, are you? Well, you can tell her there's no problem with this automaton. Just needs cleaning up and a bit of oiling. Have a gander at the mechanism if you like.
Sure. Would you look at
The
that?
maintenance man said it was functional. I shouldn't touch it.
That being
Looks like
said,
the rector was right, Oscar. I should be able to find the mechanisms he wants me to repair by following the circuit Dana described in the report.
They would still need to be accessible to us today, Kate Walker.
Glad to see you haven't lost any of your legendary optimism, my dear Oscar.
what I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted is, we can use the reference of Dana seeing the correctly done mechanisms in the past to see if we need to repair them in the... You and your stupid invisible walls. In the future! So first we need a code. Actually, we look over here, we can see the code is 1973.
1973.
That could be useful here in the future. 1 9 7 3. And it has opened. So, now, unless this is not gonna let me. What was the trick to do this again? There it is. So that's how we can move stuff around. So we can go ahead and back it up. Come on in here and see how we are supposed to do this. So first things first, we need to bring these guys down. Also, I guess it wouldn't hurt to see what the letters are. I didn't look at that. G on the last one, C on the first one. So there's G. Why don't you go further down, game? Got a problem with that? Okay, I guess that's a problem with that. Pull you out a little. Can I put you down now? Actually, no, I was me trying to see. I was trying to do this, though. There is something blocking it. Well, that needs to go there. It's the wrong thing. It's this one. There we go. That's on G. And then on this top one, we have D, down, down, down. Hang on. I always tap the wrong one first. It's so hard to get out. Okay. Set to D. And then it was... I think it was down to... Was it there or there? Oh, neither! Do that. We can pull it out. We can rotate it to A, wherever that be. There you go. And pull it up to here. Or was it one down? Someone's wrong. C, G, D, A. Yep, that should be right. I probably need to press confirm. And that one is working!
Well played, Kate Walker. You seem to be on the right track to successfully completing the service the Rector asked of you.
Thanks, Oscar. But I still have to find the other mechanisms.
It won't be that hard, Kate. They're all pretty much
Automaton
here.
musician.
There's a few
It's
exceptions,
exactly like Hans's style. Like at Bohgstadt.
Anyone remember Borgstadt? I actually don't. Yeah, I know it was like in the first game, though. Somewhere in the first game was that. Alright. Let's take a look at this one. Which once again...
I don't think they mentioned this code in the report.
So we'll have to guess it. By cheating with time travel. Ah ha 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 ha. What's your problem?
You can tell, Frau Beckman, this automaton still works correctly, but it's so filthy that it won't last long. It's gonna take me the whole day to give it a good clean if it's to get past winter.
I guess Dan and I worked on this one. There's this introspective as Dana? Sure.
I can hardly believe I held my concert here just 6 months ago. 6 months. Seems like a lifetime. So much has happened. Meeting Leon for a start. It would be so good if you were here now. I love receiving his letters since he left to Baltear with the Origin expedition. The way he described Kantar, the capital, made it sound like a city from a dream. We've said so much on paper. And I love to read between the lines. But since the expedition left Kantar for the mountains, no news. I just hope he's okay.
And that's it, right? I'm just gonna wait here, and by wait here I mean immediately leave. Well, since this was not on the... Why are you over here, Kate?
Given the condition of that door, it should give way if I force it a bit.
Impossible, Kate Walker. Such an act is illegal.
Let's just hope...
I did it. Cool. Did Dana talk about this? She didn't. I could put Oscar in there. Ha ha ha. Alright. Well, that ball was missing.
The connection between this mechanism and the other ones on the square seems to be operational.
The problem is there's no little
Looks
ball
like
here.
a part is missing.
We're gonna have to see if we can locate the little ball. Because, yeah, we can't just shove Oscar in there and say, ha 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 ha, it's working. But who knows where that could be. So back to Dana. And we're gonna see if we can... We're not doing introspective again. See if we can find where the other parts of the mechanism are hiding. There are some in here. Just gotta use the maintenance key. That was a long time to open that door.
Hey, careful what you're doing here, right? Don't go and injure yourself or damage any of the material.
We will be not careful in the least.
The spare parts for the automatons on the square.
They look pretty nifty, don't they? What happens when you run out? I guess you go back to Valdelin and say, need more!
I just come down from the tower. You can tell Frau Beckman everything's in...
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine upstairs. No need to return.
That
Fine.
elevator Dana tried to take, it leads to the clock tower. We need to find it, Oscar.
That we do. That's your hint about what you're supposed to do. So we turn back to Kate Walker. And we head in the direction that was. However, I think you can see the big problem here. With that. We can get inside.
That brand was everywhere in New York when I left. And now they've even got branches here.
It's like a parody of Starbucks, kinda.
According to the report, we can access the clock tower mechanism through this building, in what today must be the back room.
There is...
The elevator Dana saw during her inspection must be right here, behind the door. I need to find a way to reach it.
We can ask permission, but when has that ever worked for us?
Guten Tag. How may I help you?
Well, I need to get to the back room of the shop.
This shop?
Yes, if you don't...
I'm sorry, but it's strictly forbidden to the public. Besides, why would anyone want to go back there?
Well, it seems that the back room has the only access to the clock tower, which is where I need to get.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's against company rules. I can't allow it, Fräulein.
Okay, thanks anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to find another way in.
An illegal way in. This is the man. Employee of the month, Joshua Denke. Well, you didn't need that taken away because you suck. Let me leave. Thank you. Well, I guess we're gonna have to break in. And by breaking in, I mean, yes, we're gonna break in. Let's see here.
I should be able to get through it.
Let me
if I
clear
can
my
reach
throat.
it.
So, we can reach that actually, if Kate will be so kind as to, I should say, push this over. There she goes. Man, this is a very slow section too. Just holding the left stick. Hoping she'll do it. And she will eventually, it's just gonna take her sweet time. Awesome. And now we can just go ahead and climb on up. Or do a little weird hop thing. And we'll squeeze on through the top. Don't fall, Kate. You made it.
Good. Now I just have to find the elevator to the clock tower.
Must I remind you that we are here illegally, Kate Walker? The employee will be very surprised to see you coming out of his back room. Must I remind you that we are here illegally, Kate Walker?
Thanks,
The employee will
Oscar.
be very surprised to...
According to the report, the elevator should be behind there. Let's hope it hasn't been walled up since.
I see it. Can you acknowledge that, Kate? Good.
There. Okay, just need to clear the passageway.
This doesn't look like it's gonna end well. But we can always hope. Hoping hard. Kate, can you move any faster, please? This is getting annoying. Mashing the A button. Mashing. Pressing the A button super fast. Excellent. Looks better on that wall anyway. That opened easier than I thought it was going to. You saw how Dana struggled. And away we go. Welcome to the tower. There's not really a good, reason to go to the past right now since you can't get help from Dana. She didn't get in here.
Still magnificent, in spite of their age. I wonder how long it's been since they were activated.
I couldn't tell you. Anyway, let's go ahead and take the ladder upstairs. And walk along this pathway. There's a lot of fun mechanisms in here. Okay. Lots to inspect, too. That's a button. And this is a lot of doodads. Don't know what good that did. I also don't know what the instructions are for this. Well, that did that. And that did this. Which means I am free to push the button. The mechanism has been activated.
That's it for the engine. Now I should open those large doors.
Easier said than done. I believe if we take a step off here, this is the right path to go open said doors. But first, steal this.
Looks like spare parts for automatons.
That is the part we need. Or that other device I went to first but was unable to complete because we were missing this thing. Okay.
I should be able to unlock the doors with that mechanism.
Okay, thank you. So we just gotta twist the thing. Fine. Twist it this direction. I was twisting it their way and nothing was happening and I was confused. And open goes the doors. And that's complete.
Half done. Let's see what's next.
You know what? Actually, half done sounds like a good point to say all done. So next time on Syberia, the world before, we will finish up this clock tower puzzle. See you guys then.